final card. Let's see.
And we are live talking about NXT. Ladies and gentlemen, today is the day. NXT No Mercy. That's
No
the Archie
mercy.
Carter. I'm King HP.
We survived
It's
Bash in
good.
Berlin, and now we back at it from SmackDown to Bash in Berlin to No Mercy to Monday Night Raw to NXT. We here.
It's a lot. It's a lot
Bash in
going
Berlin
on,
was
but
cool, but NXT No Mercy is tonight at HP. I said, let's just get right into this card and these predictions. I got the card in
I
front of
agree.
me. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, another 5 card PLE.
I thought they had more matches. I thought they had six. One,
Unless I'm missing one.
six. You got Wesley and Zach Rance.
Oh, okay. I see it. I see it. It's what I'm looking at. It's not highlighted. So, and we can start
Yes.
right there. Wesley appears to be having a heel turn. The Rascals. So he's going 1-on-1 against Zachary Wentz. I'm going Wesley, in which will probably be the match of the night.
Yeah, it's gonna be some high flying action. It's gonna be fast moving, fast
It's
paced.
gonna be smooth.
Again,
It's gonna be fluid. It's gonna look like a WWE 2K24 match because they're gonna be pulling out the move. I got like Big Sean's song a few years ago. I got the moves. They got the moves, and they've been working as a team for years on the Indies up to NXT through TNA, and now they're back. They had a match a few weeks ago, and they cooked as a team. They definitely gonna
oh,
cook as opponents. I got Wesley.
you got Wesley. I'm gonna take Wesley too. Also, I have yet to see a TNA star win on a big stage in WWE.
That would
So
be the curve, but
that,
I don't see
that
them
would be
turning Wesley, breaking him up with the Rascals. And if this is a one and done, he has to look good going into his heel run in NXT. So I got Wesley. HP got Wesley. Chat NXT Universe. Who y'all got? So after that, we have the NXT Tag Team Championship match. Chase
that's
U
gonna be good.
versus
It's
Axiom
gonna
and
be good.
Frazier. This is Axiom and Frazier's rematch. I don't see Chase U dropping the titles right now. They had that huge celebration, and that's not going to be where this ends for Chase U. So it's going to be good. The last match was good. Of course, No Mercy. They going for it tonight, people. I got the U. HP,
Hmm.
who you got? Chat,
I
who you got?
I think they've been teasing this for a minute to the point where Axiom and Frazier finally gets the split. I think tonight we should really see a push in that split with that division because they're not going to beat Chase U. So I'm with you. I think Chase U gets that dub. They go on. They've been doing some big things. Remember, he had the not Rich Holland. One of them had the match with Obafemi a few weeks back, and it really tore down the house on NXT. And now you got the tag team belts. I don't think they're just going to give it up. I think they have plans for Chase U. I think Chase U goes on to be the dominant team in NXT.
I said
And then
Chase U was
eventually,
ready to go to the main roster. I think they're a complete team. And if not main roster, they're gonna have a long run with those NXT Tag Team Champions. So I got Chase U. HP got Chase U. Chat, who you got? We're going through the card, and we'll probably chat a little bit later. I gotta flex it to the exit in a little bit, but we gotta come on. We say we're gonna do something. Guess what, people? We gonna do it. Next up, we have the North America. Just mentioned him. Say his name, he appears. The big man, Obafemi. North American Championship match against Obafemi, Tony D'Angelo. Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo. This is where I'm kind of split.
Gamage has just entered the building. What up, Gamage?
What's going on? Y'all hear me good?
We're gonna
Yeah,
catch you
yeah,
up
yeah. We
real
hear you.
quick. I just need the first thing you can think of when I say this, Gamage. Wesley versus Zachary Wentz. Who you got?
I got Wesley, man.
Got
NXT
Wesley.
Tag Team Championship
That
rematch. Nathan Frazier and Axiom versus Chase U. Who you got?
I'm gonna go with Chase U.
And
why,
now
why you got this?
you all caught up. We are at the
What?
North American Championship. Obafemi versus Tony D'Angelo, and I'm split here because Oba's been killing it. and Tony was the Heritage Cup, and they've been building the D'Angelo family real strong. I'm still going with Oba. Who you got, HP?
I don't see nobody beating Oba.
You'll see
it. I don't see it.
Yeah.
He just looks the part. He plays the part. He's like the perfect champion.
Yeah, he's definitely
And like you say, mid card. This would be like the NXT mid card title, but Oba could carry that big belt.
Yeah. What I was saying was Oba. He had a good promo too with the suit and everything last week. Gamash, who you got? Which are you gonna break this up? We got 2-0 on Oba.
My problem is Tony. The only way I see Tony winning is if it's not clean.
He does have a D'Angelo family, so who you still got to pick?
I mean, I'm gonna still go with Oba, man. I can't go against him. I can't. I can't do it. But
yeah, he just looks too good. So speaking of men's North American Championship, then we go to the women's North American Championship, and this is where HP is split because these are two of his favorite women in NXT. Wendy Choo versus the first women's NXT champion, Kalani Jordan. HP, your heart is torn right now. Who you got?
I'm gonna be honest. I think Kalani's had a good run. I think as we go into the Halloween season, because they do Halloween Havoc, I think Wendy Choo will be a good person to put that title on. I'm gonna go with Wendy Choo.
Whoa! Surprise!
Wow.
So that would be the first title change of the night. Think we're gonna get multiple title changes? Maybe, maybe not. I'm going with Wendy.
You go Wendy?
You know what?
Oh shit!
I'm going Kalani. Scratch that. Kalani Jordan taking it home.
Okay, Kalani. Gamaj. Hey, it's in your hands.
Nah, I'm sticking with Kalani.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's where the room has been divided. We are 4 matches in, only 2 left to go.
I would have been more confident in Wendy winning if this match was at the Halloween Havoc.
It would be on brand. It would be on brand. We got another women's match for the NXT women's title. We got Jada Parker versus Roxanne Perez. Now this is what my heart is torn.
Yeah,
HP.
I'm torn, man.
Who you got, HP?
Roxanne. And I'm gonna say that easily because I think the promo this past week actually gave it away. I think whoever that was hiding, I feel like that Stephanie Vicure or Julania or however you want to say it, you know what I'm saying? I think at the end of the day, they're building for that. The undefeated prodigy taking on this dominant outside force.
I got Roxanne as well, only because Jada is tied to a faction. If Jada was solo and this was a solo thing, then I could see it being a good solo thing for Jada Parker. And I want Jada Parker to win. This might affect my Wendy Choo Kalani pick, but I'm gonna stick with my pick. Remember, I said that because it has to be something with the women. I don't think we leave with the same 2 women's champions tonight, but I'm gonna stick with my pick, Kalani, and I'm going with Roxanne.
This hurts me a lot, man. I like both of them. I'm not gonna hold you. I'm gonna play the bias card. Only reason I'm picking Roxanne is because I met Roxanne. That's the only reason I'm picking her.
He just pulled the Mr. Popular card on us, man.
That's the only reason, man. And I met her the day after she won the title too, so it hits different for me.
This man is a part of a lot of people's wrestling history. You know what I'm saying? From Roxanne Perez to Sid Vicious, Gamaj is that guy. Ladies and gentlemen, we had to breeze through this because we didn't want to hold you too long. And like I said, I have to flex it to the exit, but I had to pop up because this main event time. We got Joe Hendry versus All Ego Ethan Page with special guest referee Trick Williams. HP, how you feel about this?
I'm gonna go with Joe Hendry. I think they're going to put the title on somebody new. I think tonight
You
stops
think
the
a
TNA.
TNA star is going to take the NXT title to TNA?
Yeah. I think they also have a special deal with Joe Hendry specifically. And I think he is the most over guy. That's been said on this program a lot. He's the most over guy in NXT. Why not start that rivalry? Trick Williams on the
He's the
outside
most
looking
over
in. He's
guy
the
in two
special rep.
companies.
Yeah.
He's the
Trick.
special rep,
What
Trick
do
Williams.
we think Trick calls it down the middle? We might get a little tricky heel turn. We might get some. Remember, who's over NXT? And we've seen this special guest referee thing before, and he was involved in it. Shawn Michaels.
Yeah. That's why
So
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Joe.
I'm going Ethan Page. The wrestling fan in me cannot see a world where a WWE title, even though this is NXT, this is still the WWE. A WWE title is worn in another company by somebody who's in another company. I cannot see that. My brain would explode. It would be cool to see, but I'm rolling with all ego Ethan Page. Gamaj, you got to split the room again, brother. And we know you met Joe Hendry just a few weeks ago. You was hanging out, spinning and shit. You think, yeah, whatever. But who you got?
I got Ethan Page. I actually think because it's a special guest referee, that kind of spoils it. If you take away that factor, I think it's a lot tougher to call.
Because Joe Hendry can wrestle very well. He's not just the gimmick. A lot of times when we have somebody who's very popular like that, they're just the gimmick. They're just the song, the dance, the entrance, the concert. Joe Hendry gets in that ring and he hits a switch. I compare it to like a Jekyll Hyde Hulk kind of thing where he just hits a switch and he goes, and it's going to be a main event. I got Wesley and that his match being a match of the night just because of the chemistry they're going to have in the ring, but this is going to be a good PLE, and I'm excited about No Mercy tonight. How y'all feel about the overall card?
I think it's a
What
good
you thinking?
card for an NXT. For NXT, that's a pretty good card.
I think it's gonna be better than Bash of Berlin. I just think the names aren't as big, but the quality of the action, the matches, the match types, they're gonna be. I think they're really gonna tear the house down. Um, I will give it to probably Wesley, Zachary Wentz. That's my expectation for match of the night. That is my expectation. Drama of the night is going to be Trick Williams, Joe Hendry, Ethan Page. That's going to have probably the
And I
most
think the
smoke.
hard hitting match of the night is definitely going to be Femi D'Angelo. That's going to be tough.
I was gonna say,
Out of the
depending on
women's
how
matches, who
strong
you think
Femi looked,
delivers a better match? Jada Parker, Roxanne Perez, or Kalani Joy and Wendy Chu? These are total styles clash with these women. They all have different styles. Kalani's like a damn near high flyer. Wendy's real ground based. Roxanne is what she is, and Jada Parker alone, size difference alone, Jada was be like the powerhouse in this match. So who do y'all think gonna have the better match of the women?
probably Jada and Roxanne. If I'm like nitpicking,
I think they're both gonna be good matches. I just
yeah,
think
same.
I'm just such a
I
Jada Parker fan, but
Yeah.
HP sold me on Kalani Jordan. He made me a Kalani
Kalani,
Jordan fan.
out of the four people you named, Kalani is the most athletic. So I feel like there's the tendency to do things that with Wendy's ground and pound game, high volume attack, it's going to be good for a styles clash.
And here's the thing,
Roxanne,
bro. It's no mercy. They're gonna pull out. We're gonna see some things we don't normally see
Right.
from these people. And Roxanne's solid. I know Booker T and Bully Ray's been having this back and forth. They pieced it up. Booker, you backtrack, and I ain't like that. About whether Roxanne was ready for the main roster. They've been going at it for a few weeks. It's apparently cooled off, but Roxanne is NXT champ for a reason, and I think her and Jade are probably going to be better than people expect.
well, I think it's going to be top tier. Roxanne has great matches. All her PLE matches,
And you don't just get smacked in them. She smacks you.
She smacked
she
the
smacks the
fuck
shit
All
out
out
of
of
my
you.
you.
life, I've heard women, especially black women. I'm not racist. I love everybody, but I've heard black women say, "I'm gonna smack the taste out your mouth." And last week on NXT, I saw it. So
I saw it. I felt like my shit dried out a little bit. Like,
I ain't gonna,
ooh, that was
I ain't gonna lie though. Turn me on a little bit, Miss Parker. I got some taste in my mouth.
Parker, Miss Parker.
You can smack the taste out of my mouth any day. But
I just think that they shouldn't have previewed that because the way Roxanne's momentum is, anybody who defeats her and then they go against this mystery opponent who I think we all know who it is. I mean, anybody less, who else could it be? Anybody on your roster that pops
yeah,
up, we're not going
Stephanie's
to be
been
impressed.
sitting and waiting.
And
So
waiting,
we'll
and we
see.
haven't seen her on cam debut. So
But
what
that's
a debut will be if she's challenging the NXT champ, and the NXT champ has literally run roughshod over the roster. So
in
you
good
beating the
matches.
roster.
Roxanne has
Yeah.
not had a bad match that I can remember. Even with the
No.
Jordan
No.
Grace thing, that was solid. And we made our picks. Chat, who you got? I'm about to hand it over to these two guys because, like I said, I have to step out, but I did want to step in. Unless y'all ready to go. I don't know what y'all got planned. I know Gamaj is doing photo shoots in the middle of Times Square. I don't know how you get a permit for that. You gotta have a permit for that. He done met who he said he met. He done met everybody, man. Gamaj is a man who beats to his own drum, and he out here making moves. HP, I know you got some things to do. So you guys gonna keep going or what?
What's up, Ramaj? You got time?
I got a little bit more time.
All
Yeah,
right, cool. Well, I'll
we'll
leave
probably
it to
jump.
y'all. I'll keep my eyes on the chat. No Mercy is tonight, and we recapping it as well. So, chat, y'all got it. I'll tap in with y'all, fellas.
All right. Gamaj. Let me pick the brain of the man who has been in photo shoots, whether it was Times Square with Joe Henry doing the spin, you know what I mean, or interviewing Psycho Sid. I have some questions, man, because Wesley, man, I said I went with Wesley, you went with Wesley, Archie went with Wesley. Cool. Is it possible that one of these TNA stars, and I'm picking this match in particular, one of these TNA stars tonight get a win on NXT? You got this, you got Joe Hendry. You got them two.
They're the only two, right?
Yeah. Is it
Um,
possible?
I think it's more possible um for the Wesley match. I keep forgetting his name.
The who?
For Wesley, who was he fighting again? I can't remember his
Oh,
name.
Zachary Wentz from the Rascals.
Zachary.
The
Thank
whole
you.
MSK. Yeah.
I think in terms of an upset, I can see Zachary winning it
Mm.
because then that furthers the fuel for Wesley when he really thinks that, you know, I've outgrown you, I'm clearly better than you. That's going to be a mental defeat for him. So I could see
That is,
Zachary winning that. This is not
man.
me. I'm not reneging my prediction, but between those two, I have a better. I can visually see Zachary winning a little more than Joe.
Ooh. So you think Zachary can pull the upset and break the streak of TNA guys not getting the big wins in NXT?
Yeah, it's very possible if they want to go that route, and that furthers a long storyline feud. Because let's say after that's done and Wesley wins, what does Wesley do after?
If Wesley wins,
Yeah, what does he do after his
he
win?
was just involved in a title eliminator match. Remember with like Pete Dunne and Joe Hendry
Yeah,
for that shot at Ethan Page. So I feel like there is some ceiling still for Wesley. Because they just had him in a contender match. I mean, yeah, he didn't win it, but you put him in a position where it could have, you know what I'm saying? My man could have came through. We could be talking about Ethan Page versus Wesley tonight. Potentially, possibly, it could have
yeah,
happened in another universe. So I think for after this, if he picks up the win, we see a heel turn. He picks a title. He can't go after Oba. He can't go after Oba.
yeah.
But maybe he shoots back at maybe Joe Hendry. Hey, we got some unfinished business a little bit. Maybe he gets into it with Aura Mensa somehow. There's a couple guys, or even Javon Evans, Mr. Bouncy, because where he been? You know, he was up there with Sean Spears, Ethan Page, Trick Williams. They was doing Fatal Four Ways. Then
Yeah.
he just kind of like jumped out the scene. Then he popped up with Axiom and Frazier, and they took on the Rascals, all three members. That was the next time I saw him after some promo. I would like to see Javion Evans and Wes Lee. You know what I mean? Get
That
it
would
in.
be
So
that would be a good one.
punch,
Yeah.
getting bouncy. You know what I'm saying? What Javion Evans said. He said we getting bouncy. You know what I'm saying? So I can see Wes Lee going there, and they just kind of holding him to see if he can pick up wins, see how the crowd feels him. If they're not, maybe we stop the heel run. If they are, if they like the heel run, cool. But do you think do high flyers make good heels?
Hmm.
In your opinion? And I just think about it like when people are high flyers, the heels, I mean, not too many stand out as being like top tier heels. Usually they're ground and
Um.
pound kind of guys, chair shots, kicks, punches, throwing you into the barricades, using the steel steps. You know what I'm saying? Put your head in a chair and then on that shit, look like it breaks your neck.
Yeah. Um. Does Eddie Guerrero count as a high flyer?
I, I mean, the frogs. I wish somebody in the chat could pop in that answer. Does Eddie Guerrero count as a high flyer? I'm gonna say yes. I think he got a little bit more grounded as he got older. He wasn't
Yeah.
doing his no, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think he is gonna count.
I mean, I would say Eddie. I would say more so WCW run and like
Mm,
ECW high flyer, but later years in WWE, like around the Lesnar feud going forward when he became more technical, I would say he was more of a technical wrestler because he was way more well rounded.
mm.
So I mean, damn. I would say, you know what,
To
Eddie was healed though during WCW at a time. So I,
did.
I would say Eddie.
Okay, so we're gonna count Eddie as a heel high flyer. That's good. That's a good observation because I'm looking at this and I'm going Wesley as a heel, but he's a high flyer. He's bouncy. It's like it's hard for me to really look at you and go, you about to kick the shit out of somebody. You know what I'm saying? It's just
Yeah.
hard. Like
I mean, you know what? I think he's another one who I will say is technical, but still high flyer at the same time to me. I think AJ Styles is a decent heel. Not the greatest heel, but he's a decent heel when he has to be.
okay, we'll count AJ. Eddie was good at everything, Vinny. Um, Eddie could work. Eddie could work matches great.
Yeah.
Um, I think AJ Styles, but I don't look at him as like no monster heel. What up, Marley? We see you in the chat. Does Logan Paul type count? Can you count? He like a Logan Paul type heel. Mm,
I mean,
that's interesting. Logan Paul is definitely a high flyer. If anything,
he
Logan
is.
Paul is a high flyer, and I hate that motherfucker.
Yeah.
Logan Paul, everything about him, from not defending his belt to telling people they're not, to telling Cody Rhodes he hasn't done anything to earn a
Mm.
U.S. title shot when the man beat Roman Reigns, bro. Like technically speaking, he earns any title at that point, right? He won the Royal Rumble, bro.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Oh,
Uh,
better yet, is Seth Rollins a high flyer?
I don't really count him as a high flyer
Okay.
because his move set has been more grounded. He does a lot. He gets aerial a little bit, but he's not. He's not anywhere near what Logan Paul like. His turnbuckle power bomb. His finishers are like the pedigree or the curb stomp. Um, when he does go high fly, he has a lot of misses, and he goes into a roll to avoid the knee injuries. See how far that got him. But
Uh,
I wouldn't really count him as a high flyer anymore. I think his Shield days, NXT days, he was definitely more in that category. But if your finisher isn't high flying or your signature move isn't a high flying move, and you don't have 3 or 4 moves in your move set to hit off the ropes and all that, Imma probably not count you as a high flyer. Would y'all
okay.
put Jericho in there? No. No, moonsaults off the second rope springboard. That springboard moonsault, the line, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I can't count him as a high fly. Not when I just counted
Okay.
Logan Paul.
Nah, Jericho was more of a technical wrestler to me.
Yeah, yeah. Jericho was like Shawn Michaels. I mean, he was like I don't want to use the term great value version of Shawn Michaels because that is like an insult to Jericho. But again, he was like if Shawn Michaels was Michael Jordan, Jericho is Kobe. That's how I can say it. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Because I don't consider Shawn a high flyer, although he had the elbow off the top. His Marty Jannetty days, the Rockers, they had the double punch off the top. They had some other joints off the top. The drop, double drop kicks. They did a lot of aerial stuff. When he became Intercontinental Champion, he lessened it. His heel run almost, I mean, he really didn't use it.
Yeah, he's
Not too
very
much. It's
grounded.
still the elbow. By the time he was world champion, we're just looking at the elbow and a moonsault here and there.
Oh, what about Finn Balor?
High flyer.
Mm,
Any of these niggas, any of these motherfuckers jumping over the top rope or through the ropes, doing that push. Sami Zayn, he likes to do a crazy high fly act. You know what I'm saying? Jump. They got to be considered high flyers. But it's crazy because they only have like one or two moves in that move set. I think if I'll use a different term for Wesley, aerial specialist. He
okay.
doesn't even have to come off the top rope to get hang time on his moves, just like Javion Evans. They're what I would call like we could say Logan Paul is a high flyer, but I would say Javion Evans is an aerial specialist because a lot of his move set he's off his feet.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you know what I mean? So you got like if he fights Bret Hart knows this match he's gonna go for his legs, he's going to go for his knees. The match is gonna tell a story in itself. He's gonna try to ground the high flyer. Can Javion Evans have successful offense against a guy like a Chris Benoit, Dean Malenko, a Bret Hart, who is going to attack the legs of you know what I mean? So some of these guys, I think that's just a dope conversation. Who's aerial specialist and who's just a high flyer? High
Mm,
flyer, you have a couple moves. Bronson Reed got a tsunami off the top, but he ain't no aerial
yeah.
specialist. I wonder
You
what a Rey
think?
Mysterio hero one would have looked like.
I mean,
Hmm.
wasn't he healing WCW when he took his mask off?
Yeah, but yo, Rey Mysterio can only be a heel to other heels that are in his vicinity of height.
Yeah.
Like I never like you know what I'm saying. Like you remember when NWO came and squashed the locker room and they bull darted Rey Mysterio. I don't give a fuck how many world titles you give that man. I'ma always think about that. Like, if
Yeah.
he's in the ring with 7-footers, he beats the Big Show. Okay, they really wrote this. It's not believable to me. Even Kofi Kingston and Brock, I just don't think the squash was necessary. I think a guy of Kofi being an aerial specialist, he can get the kicking on Brock and Brock too slow, and then when Brock catches him, it's like, oh shit,
Yeah.
hey, what my man say? You done fucked up now. You know what I mean? That's what I was expecting. Not a complete squash. I think that was unnecessary. But Rey Mysterio heel run, he can only fight Dominic. Nah, my man Ray is tall in my mind. Ray be drinking tall glasses of milk. Like, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? There's nothing tall about Ray. However, his career is dope. I'm not letting that. You know what I'm saying? It's just certain matches. Ray is a guy to me who should have short reigns when he's champion, unless they make a belt. I would like to see a middleweight title, the
You
middleweight
think they
championship, and
should?
that's for guys like
You think they
220.
should bring that
Like,
back?
yeah, even call it the middleweight title because you have it. Like Gunther is so good for wrestling because he'll say things like the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, right? And no knock to that. But if you have a middleweight title, like when I look at Cody Rhodes, I watch him with Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens has a dad bod, right? He doesn't look in shape. They say he's 240. I believe it, but he's got the pot belly. He looks like he's been drinking, but he also looks like if he gets in a bar fight, he'll beat the shit out of somebody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Um, so I wouldn't mind trying something a little different. And I also think, and I had this conversation, I think it was with you, Laura, like, since you signed with TKO and the UFC, and we see how UFC evolved from where it used to be with Ken Shamrock, Tank Abbott, Dan Severn, and those guys way back in the day, UFC 1, before Dana White ever came along. They didn't have rounds, right? They didn't have ring cards. There was no, like, it was a lot they didn't do. They took the boxing MO. I would like to see wrestling do that for their big pay-per-views, weigh-ins, because you already moved into press conferences.
Yeah.
We don't have to see the scale. You just announce it. Damian Priest at 268, Arlene 268. And then he could talk. I came down and wait for this match. You know what I'm saying? I went condition this match because I'm going to take him to deep water and I'm going to drown him. What you mean you're going to take him? And that match is 25 minutes. And then, he might bulk up to 280 like Randy Orton has done. And he like, yo, I'm going to beat the door. Get out this motherfucker. And that's what he does. And then, but don't weigh in the Wyatts because they're monsters. Yeah, don't weigh the Wyatts in. Like when the Wyatts go to weigh in, it'd be 3 or 4 of them stepping on the scale, and I'm cool. Like, hey, bro, y'all got it. Got it, bro. Y'all got it. So certain characters don't get weighed in, but I think they should take certain elements of that. Or like certain stipulation matches. You got the strap match, or a strap match, they're gonna have to weigh in. You can't be a certain weight off. But remember, we don't need to see the scale. Don't show me the scale and see that CM Punk real life weighs 197, but you've been telling him he's 235 this whole time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Randy was still getting announced at 245, and then when he came out the PLE talking about something, I'm at 295. I've been eating like, damn, dog.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
Randy Orton was drinking the hot dog water. Like he leaves nothing to. That's it. Like hot dog, he drinks the joint. You know what I'm saying? My man boils the whole pack of ramen noodles. The wrapper, the joint you rip open, everything. Everything is just in the water. Nothing to waste. Randy Orton really put that weight on. So I would like
What
to see
I
those type of things.
what I do find
Mhm.
interesting, the very few times WWE has done weigh-in face-offs, because they haven't done it a lot, like little to barely have they ever done that. The main time they do it is for like David versus Goliath matches, just to give people that, oh, he's this big, no pause, and he's this short, pause again.
Yeah, facts though. But like, and I'm with you. I think they should get rid. I'm not gonna say get rid of that, but give it to me more often. You know what I'm saying? I want to see Big Bronson Reed. What's he stepping on the scale? Randy Orton versus Gunther would have been good. And because Gunther gets to make that a talking point. You have every advantage, Randy. All the experience. But I'm the general. You know what I'm saying? And he just runs on it. You have 40 pounds. And that's going to work against you. Because 40 pounds on a bad knee. What bad knee? You'll find out this Sunday. You're like, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh, snap. Like, yeah, Vinny, yeah, but Gamage is cool. Gamage done caught his pauses on point. Archie just be letting his shit go. Archie be Archie,
But it's like, can you
Archie be trying to
imagine?
push the limits of the pause.
But can
Yeah,
you imagine if we had gotten these face-offs like back when it was like Shawn and Brett rivalry back in the day, Austin and Rock doing these kind of face-offs, and these are people, and that's like an all-time top 5 feud. If we had gotten those
yeah,
extra added elements, it would have just enhanced it more to me.
yeah. Uh, hey, just in case you're tapping in, we actually already covered those predictions. I'm gonna go through them real quick because I want to get this all started from the Wesley topic of turning him heel, but can high flyers really be heels? And then we started terming that term aerial specialist versus a high flyer, and we just rolled into like the weights because we brought up Rey Mysterio. But let me get into the predictions. These are Archie's, right? Tap in if you agree. Archie, put 100 in the chat if you agree with Archie's prediction. I'm gonna go through all three of them. Do Archie's first because he's written on the left hand side. Wes Lee is going to get the dub over Zachary Wentz. Chase U is going to get the dub over Axiom and Frazier. Obafemi is going to get the dub over Tony D'Angelo. Kalani Jordan is going to get the dub on Wendy Chu. Roxanne Perez going to get a win too. She's going to beat Jordan Parker. And then in the main event, Ethan Page will take out Joe Hendry with Trick Williams as a special guest referee tonight, starting at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Peacock. You know what I'm saying? Those are Archie's picks. Y'all think those are good? You think those are solid? You know what I'm saying? What we talking? Yum 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 yum. Okay, cool. So we're gonna roll on to mine. You know what I'm saying? King HP's picks. You know what I'm saying? Let me know if I lost my Jordan Parker. Yeah, he said Roxanne's gonna beat Jordan Parker, bro. But guess what? I ain't too far behind. I picked Wesley. I chase you, Oba. Here's where we differ. The only pick me and Archie differ on is Kalani Jordan, Wendy Chu. I say Wendy Chu gets the win and goes into Halloween Havoc next month as the North American champion, being a scary, ghoulish chick. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna have to put pause on her. Oh no, I lied to you. And I have Joe Hendry being the first 10. Yo, he gonna take the gold. I got that too. So that's where me and Archie differ. Then Gamage came through. He came through dropping his 2 cents, about 50 cent more so. He had Wesley, Chase U, Oba. He and Archie agree that Kalani, actually him and you and Archie got the same picks. Both, yeah. Roxanne and then Ethan Page. So it's me versus the world, y'all. You know what I'm saying? I need Wendy Chu to win, and I need Joe Hendry. Say his name and he appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe. You know what I'm saying? We with it. We believe it. I believe. So cats can't tell me nothing. Now, if Joe Hendry don't win, you ain't gonna see me on the next. My joint gonna look just like this. Bong, ready? I'll be in here. If Joe Hendry don't win, you know what I'm saying? I'll be here with y'all in spirit and in truth. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's me versus the world with these two, man. Gamage and Archie have picked. I have picked for NXT tonight at 7 p.m. Thank God. Basher Berlin was yesterday. That was crazy. That was at 1 p.m. But if you missed it, we did a recap. You know what I'm saying? So the initial question I get asked Gamage, do you see NXT superstar winning tonight? And if so, who would it be? And what would be next for them? You know what I'm saying? And that's how we got into the Wes Lee thing. What would be next? And we went all the way into high flyers and weights. I agree more so with Archie, except I got Wendy Chu winning. Oh, so you technically you agree with me? Technically,
Yeah.
potentially, possibly. You know what I mean? We just differ on Joe Hendry. And Gamage over there, you know what I'm saying? Gamage, it's foul, man. You met
Oh,
Joe Hendry. You didn't believe?
it's not that I don't believe. I believe in Joe Hendry. I just don't believe in that special guest referee stipulation.
You don't believe in Trick Williams. Things don't get tricky tonight. You
Look,
don't believe
I,
what
listen.
you think Trick?
I'm not the
Come on,
one.
hold on.
I'm not the
We're gonna
one.
talk about it.
I'm not the
We're
one who
gonna
put
talk
Joe
about it. Hold
Hendry.
on, let me get this
Man,
straight,
listen.
goddammit.
I ain't the one who put Joe Hendry in a tricky situation. Sure.
Hmm. That lemon lime cucumber joint. Clean all that joint. Go ahead.
Look, if it was no special guest referee involved, like no stipulation, it would have been a lot tougher for me to say, "Oh, Ethan will win." I probably would have thought Joe probably would have won if not for the special guest referee. Because now I feel like shenanigans are gonna happen.
You feel like shenanigans. Well, Vinny in the chat, he talking about Pete Dunne gonna fuck with it. Because remember, at the end of NXT on Tuesday, we found out Trick Williams whooped that Trick. The music was going, it was blaring, and then they cut to the back, and Pete Dunne was there and was like, yo, Trick, this ain't over. I'm just saying. So Vinny's talking about it. It's another fun level. I think it's
I
another fun
mean,
level. He's not gonna
the
let
other
easy on E.
giveaway, the other giveaway I had was when remember when Trick and Joe were talking backstage, and then Joe was like, "When I win, I want to give you the title shot to face me for
Yeah.
it." Anytime that happens, when do they win? I remember. Matter of fact, I'm gonna give you
Yeah.
I'm gonna give you an old storyline. Remember when Chris Jericho was the first undisputed champion? He had his match with The Rock coming up at the Royal Rumble. Now remember how everybody was pulling up on The Rock, like, "I'm gonna see you at Mania. I'm gonna see you at Mania," because everybody
Yeah.
swore in their moms The Rock was gonna beat Jericho. Everybody was
Facts.
doing that, and then what happened? He ain't win. I'm not gonna lie, I was pissed, but I was like, now I know he ain't gonna win. They gassing it too much.
God damn it! You made my picks.
No,
Man, you done tore my picks up, man.
man, you can still believe. Maybe Joe can break the cycle. I just don't see that happening. It's a bad It's a bad track record. So,
Kamaj. Game
Jo-
game with the J, you killing me. You done you done mess. You got my fucking pen running out of ink. My chapstick ain't working properly. Highlighter done ran out of ink. Everything going haywire on this side of my phone died. Everything done messed up now. 'Cause now I'm thinking like, damn,
I mean, look,
fuck
it could
that. Joe
always.
Hendry.
Hey, man,
No, I ain't switching nothing.
it could still be a swerve. You know what? If anything, I do hope it's Joe Hendry that breaks that curse. Even though I don't think he's winning, but I hope he is the one who does.
I just know on Peacock a little while back, about a month ago, not even a month ago, they had a Joe Hendry section in the WWE section, which is wild. It literally said Joe Hendry, and it was a bunch of his videos. So I that can't be for nothing. I feel like his contract is special more so than Jordan Grace or Tatum Paxley going to NXT or Rosemary coming over, more so than any of those other stars. His was like specific.
Yeah,
And at their anniversary, their slam, what was it? Slammiversary they had?
yeah, Slammiversary.
Whatever. Yeah. At that press conference, he had mentioned that his dream match would be to challenge John Cena. So I don't think these things are by accident. You know what I mean? I think his contract is different. His interactions with WWF are going to be different. WWE, I'm sorry. And yeah, I believe in Joe Hendry. I think tonight is just even if they take it right back off him, man, let that man get that crowd will go crazy. Joe Hendry when Joe Hendry,
I mean, look,
Joe Hendry,
he'll break the internet if he wins, bro.
yeah, yes. I thought he was gonna win the TNA belt, which would have been dope because he would have came over here and then he would have had NXT male champion versus NXT. You know what I'm saying? Male champ,
Yeah.
TNA male champ. You know what I'm saying? And then we could talk about some main roster shit if he wins there too. Because now it's like, what's gonna stop Joe Hendry? So, whew, you got me, man. Chapstick done. You know what I'm saying? I got another chapstick. We just all out. My whole joint just discombobulated. You know what I mean? Chase U, what do you think's next for them? I don't know. I feel like they're a group that's as deep as the bloodline, just not as storyline deep, but like as quality as the wrestlers. They could go and challenge. They'll get smoked if it's the original bloodline, but this current bloodline,
Yeah.
you just gotta watch out for Jacob Fatu. I think Chase U can give a run for the money. I do feel like they can. Their main Archie had said he thought they were main roster ready. I'm not. I think in ring wise they
Uh,
are.
yeah, all around, I don't think so yet.
Right. Is it the promo? Is it what is it that makes you not what makes you hesitant not to pull the trigger?
A part of me is because of who's the girl that's with them? It's Thea Hale, right?
Yeah, that's the chick they got.
Probably because of her. And there's nothing wrong with her. I just feel like she
Something's
needs a
wrong
little
with
bit more
her.
time.
Something's wrong with her. She needs more time. Yay, the mechanic said come pick up your car Tuesday. You go there Tuesday, say, hey man, come back Wednesday. Hey, what's wrong? Nothing's wrong. Well then why wasn't it ready when you said? Something's wrong. Come on, you gotta spill the tea. Hey, spill the tea. That
And
glass is empty. You saw that.
no, but I think Thea Hale needs more time. It's mainly her, and I don't think they're gonna want to do the move up without her. If they were to do that without her, then I could see them going to the main roster.
But a lot of the groups on the main roster have one female. So she's perfect. Bloodline doesn't, but Judgment Day has it. The Wyatt Six has it. Um, if the Bloodline wants to, all they got to do is recruit Nia Jax. She's on SmackDown with them. She is a part of the family, and she's a world champ. Instant credibility. Done. That easy. And then you can get her out that Tiffy time shit. You
That's
know,
probably, you know what? I think Nia joins the bloodline after the Tiffany Stratton thing she has going on with her.
that would
That's
be
what I
true.
think.
That would be cool. That works for me. That works for me.
Yeah. Now the question with that, if that's going to be the route, does Tiffany Stratton cash in on Naya and win the belt?
I think that might be a failed cash in, bro.
Think
I
so?
think she's gonna have to hold that belt for a while. I just don't know if they're gonna have Nia Jax hold that belt for as long as I feel like Tiffany needs to hold it. Nia Jax, I feel like generates her own heat, her own viewership. Good. Your next champion may not. So that's where I think you can use Tiffany Stratton to like, you know what? Maybe we pulled the trigger on this person too fast. Let's go ahead and have Nia go in there and take that thing. I'm not Nia, but Tiffany going to take that thing right off her.
Yeah.
Or, I mean, you're setting up for this storyline anyway, so it's got to pay off at some point. I just don't think everybody that's a money. I'm tired of all the gimmick matches for the world title. Oh, we got the King of the Ring. King of the Ring is corny as hell. They need to go back to 3 matches in one night, 8 people, and then it becomes legit, jit. It can't just be the finals because then you're just wrestling regular matches week after week, and you're just calling it King of the Ring. There's no specialty to it. But when you like, all right, let's start with 16 people, a qualifying match on prospective shows, and then once we get down to the last 8,
Yeah. That's the
that's all going to
tournament.
take place on the pay-per-view. Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
Because that's how it started. That's how they were doing it with Brett, with Owen, with your first several winners. So by making it less and less, if you're going to give a world title shot, they got to do something like the Royal Rumble. You got to beat 29 guys.
Yeah.
God damn, that's crazy.
I do think they're on
Random
track.
order.
I do think they're on track with giving the winner a title opportunity because I don't think that happened before. So I think that was the right
It
thing to
has
do.
just sporadic.
Yeah.
It's just sporadic. When Xavier Woods won, no,
Nothing
but
happened.
you know, um, it led to for Owen Hart. It led up for Owen Hart getting his match at SummerSlam against his brother Brett. You know what I mean? It led who else did it push in that direction? Maybe there's only a couple.
It wasn't that many.
Since you're
The
doing
major the
huh?
majority has been if you win it, you just win it. You just get a crown on your head.
Yeah, I do think it should lead to SummerSlam though.
Yeah.
It's a good way to go into the summer where you can it's worth the juice is worth the squeeze. Royal Rumble, you got to go through 30 guys, right? Pause. King of the Ring, you got to win all these matches in one night. Injuries happen, fatigue happen.
Yeah.
You know, it makes it like, damn, these guys can go, and this is always a good time. Um, anybody can subscribe. I ain't reading that shit. If you can get onto winning 3 matches in a row, that is elite in one night. So I
Yeah.
feel like that pays off. Money in the Bank is a little gimmicky to me. You can hold the belt. Like I feel like King of the Ring should come with a briefcase that allows you for a 1 year title shot and combine that. Money in the Bank could just be what it's called, but like Money in the Bank, you can make that for second tier titles, mid tier titles. You get an Intercontinental US title shot. Okay, cool, got it. So now this is a mid tier thing, and main events are still like Roman Reigns or Cody Rhodes or Damian Priest, Gunther, whatever the case is. I think that's a thing you could work with too. I just think too many gimmicks are just is Rumble. You get a shot 2 months later. King of the Ring, you get a shot, and you're really only winning one match every week.
Right.
So that's your normal. That's your normal. You know what I'm saying?
So let me ask you this
So
about Money in the Bank. Do you like that they've made it to where you can challenge for any belt instead of it just being the heavyweight belts? Because me personally, I felt like they only made that change because Roman was still champion. You knew Roman wasn't gonna drop that belt to whoever was gonna cash it in on him. You just knew that wasn't gonna happen. So to make it look like the briefcase isn't just wasted for nothing, you got to challenge it for something.
I think that was a bad move. I think you should have just let the because people say it's a waste, right?
Yeah,
But people have not won every WrestleMania. Like here's the thing in sports combat, we don't know who's gonna win every fight, right? You know, some of them you have odds of favorites, some people have more favorites, more odds than others. However, I don't want to get to the point where we're always saying, well, their title reign just started, so we can't let them drop that belt. Fuck that. It shouldn't. No, it should be evenly matched to where I feel like, oh shit, anything can happen, you know. And Roman not dropping that. Fuck it, let him challenge. Money. Damian Sandow blew his opportunity. Roman has a bloodline. You'd be stupid, Roman. You go out to challenge Roman Reigns, and guess what? You're gonna hear that bloodline music. You know what I'm saying that they're not gonna let that title come up off Roman. So challenge for the other belt, brother. You know what I'm saying? Your odds are. So I think opening other belts to that was
Well, that was the other problem. I don't think the world heavyweight belt didn't come about yet. It was still when Roman only had that one heavyweight title before they made the heavyweight again for Raw. Because that's what happened with Austin Theory. That was why he ended up challenging Seth, because I think Seth was what was he, the US or the IC champion at the time?
US, I think.
Yeah, so he ended up challenging him for that because Reigns had the only belt. Actually, not even though not the only belt. He was unified. He was the undisputed champion, so we had both belts already.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Well, I hope them the best, but out of all those there's 6 matches tonight. Let me get back and spin the block.
yeah.
Which match is stealing the show for you? Which match, first of all, are you looking forward to the most, and which match do you think steals the show tonight?
I'm looking forward to Kaylani and Wendy, to be honest.
You think Kalani Jordan Wendy Chu?
Yeah,
Is that
I'm
is that
actually
where we're
looking
going?
forward. Yeah, because even though I slightly think that Roxanne and Jada might be a slightly better match, I think both are going to be great. That's only because out of the women right now, if you ask me, okay, someone's going in the main roster, who are we taking? I'm probably going to say Roxanne. So I feel like with Jada, she's with a more seasoned wrestler who's actually, in my opinion, main roster ready. So there's going to be some advantages to that. That's my only reason. But because of with the styles between Kaylani and Wendy, I think that's going to be more interesting.
Okay. Okay. So you got Kalani and Wendy Chu, who answers both questions for me. Bet. I'm gonna mark that for you that you think that's the match of the night.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I'm gonna have to watch this back to see who Archie thought was gonna be. I think he said it was Wesley and Zachary Wentz, which I think that is. But I'm honestly most looking forward to the Joe Hendry to see how that's gonna square up because you got a lot of factors. You got the Trick Williams special ref, Pete Dunne talking that shit. Does he get involved to make you know what I'm saying? How is this gonna does another ref have to come out and count the man, it's gonna be
I
crazy.
mean, I will say, I think this is an if. If Wesley loses, I think that match could be the upset of the night.
Mm.
Because I think, in terms of the consensus, Joe and Ethan, it's pretty split between fans on who's going to win. But the Wesley match, I don't think a lot of people have Wesley losing. I don't have Wesley losing. But if he does, that's the upset of the night.
Mm. Okay. Okay. Yeah, upset the other night is if Femi loses. Even though it's Tony D'Angelo and he held that Heritage Cup, he held it down.
I'll say this: Oba losing,
Femi lose.
Femi loses. It's not an upset if he doesn't lose clean.
Right. The
If
family
he
gonna cheat.
right, if he loses clean, yeah, that's going to be the one.
I'm with you, my dog. I'm with you. Any
I
any last huh?
don't to say, I think that might actually piss me off. I'm not even gonna lie.
Yeah, I mean,
I like,
M'Baku in the flesh. That's my
yeah, man,
man's. If Obafemi lose, we riot. You know what I mean?
yeah,
We
man.
gonna hey, we got the post, the recap afterwards too. So you know what I'm saying? If you see hey, if the pictures is torn down, if there's writing on the walls and holes punched in it, you know what happened. Obafemi took a L. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
Oh, Vinny made a good point. I didn't think about that. Said I could see West losing if Trey helps Zach. I forgot about that. Yeah, I forgot
Mm.
about that one.
Vinny with the Vinny sliding in with the
Yeah,
joints.
yeah. I still say Wesley, but out of the two, because I'm mentioning the two TNA guys between that match and Joe, I can see Zach winning compared to seeing Joe win. But I still feel like that's still going to be a bigger upset because more people have Wesley winning than having Ethan beat Joe.
Let me tell you right now, ain't no bigger upset to me than if Obafemi gets 1, 2,
Bro,
3 new North American champ.
I'm gonna have to snag my Black Panther fitted, and I'm outside, bro.
Yeah, that's gonna be something.
You know what? If
But
I get
that's
on the
it for me,
recap,
man.
if I get on the recap,
You said what
I'm trying
happened?
to look for the hat. I'm gonna look for this hat now. If
Yo,
Femi
definitely,
wins,
definitely bring that hat.
I gotta find it now. Now, Ev, I gotta find that hat.
Yo, Vinny, we with you. Obafemi better not lose. But you know what I'm saying? It can happen. Tony D'Angelo ain't no slouch, bro. He held that Heritage Cup with pride and he held it for a minute. So he ain't no,
You know, slouch.
he allergic to losing too. But
But yeah,
any last save rounds? Any last like thoughts about the event for the 7 p.m. NXT No Mercy? It's in Denver, Colorado. You know what I'm saying?
nah. I'm waiting and I'm ready for the show to start.
Bet. Say less. Well, that's it for me. Unless you got something, you know what I'm saying? But that's it for me. Um,
I'm good too.
just know after the event tonight, we were gonna go live and we're gonna talk about what happened. So you know what I'm saying? We're gonna have the recap. We're gonna recap the recap with the you know what I'm saying, and you're gonna see was Kamaj and Archie right on their predictions, or was King HP still holding down? I actually believe, if this is correct, I have the highest prediction rate on the show. Me and Archie yesterday was tied 3-2. DNA was not. We were not able to get DNA's prediction, so anything he's saying now don't count. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You can't come afterwards like, yo, I had that. Nah, you didn't have it. You know what I'm saying? Um, so I believe I've gone with one loss before. You know what I'm saying? I believe it is me. You know what I'm saying? History will, but we'll see how it shapes up. Tonight's events are gonna be really, really good. And tonight, I think we're gonna go live during the main event, but if not, it's gonna be the 5 minutes after. But I believe we're gonna go live during the main event. So yeah, live during the main event. So we'll see y'all later.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. No mercy.